What do you mean, John? Mediocre. What Why is there so much lag? I'm just doing some drawings. I was thinking I haven't been able to really do much bike riding recently, and that was like one of the cool things about moving out here to Pennsylvania, was that I was so close to so many like touring trails and stuff, like the C&O Canal Towpath. So I wanted to do like a surly bike packing illustration, kind of fantasy style. And I'd like to have some more like commercial illustration type stuff in my portfolio. So I've got, there I am on my little bike, on my long haul trucker. Maybe there's a dragon back there. I had this like sort of generic sword forest idea. As far as stuff that I'm using, I've got Photoshop that I'm working in, and I've got this small Wacom tablet. I have a real big one too, but it's not I don't need it. I only use this much of my tablet space, so at that big like $400 or $500 tablet that I never use, this tiny one was like $50. Oh yeah, long haul trucker, man. I know. We have similar bike tastes, you and I. Yeah, and this is how I sketch. I just make normally the background is white, but when I made it white, it like there's too much light from my screen and it washed out the video. So I'm still getting used to the tech side of streaming. I watched your thing last night with Aaron though, and it was rad. I really liked it. It was really informative. He's got a really cool setup. Normally I have music playing, but I don't know. Like, does Twitch flag you with that stuff? Does it take your stuff down? I don't want Prince suing me or something. So I don't know how to make this exciting yet. What is that? What has become famous? I do want to become famous. Q1029384756 IN38. Yeah, so they mute your video. There's a lot of like royalty free music stuff that I found doing like a quick little search, but a lot of it was like EDM, and I don't want to listen to EDM right now. Maybe it's easy now. Maybe they're going downhill. This person looks like they're going a lot faster than I go. Oh yeah, you're just gonna make your own music? That's what I did for the YouTube channel. I got an app for the iPad that's just a little keyboard synthesizer app, and I can string a couple of notes together. I really just wanted it to sound like old like TV channel chimes or whatever, like the xylophone intro. Thanks, man. Oh man, there's so many rocks here. Like, I'm from Indiana, and everybody usually thinks like, oh, it's flat, which is true. But it's not just that it's flat. There's no change. There's no rocks. There's no anything. You might find a couple of trees here or there. So moving out here, I like definitely lost a lot of speed, and I was never really fast to begin with, because it's real hilly. It's still, I live in a pretty relatively flat area of Pennsylvania, but there's still, it's a lot of like ups and downs, which you don't have any of in Indiana. Unless you go into like Hoosier National Forest, which is fun, but I wasn't able to get out there a lot. Also, there are like no bike lanes, but all of the shoulders are like 12 feet wide. So I've gone out riding and gotten lost and like ended up basically on a highway, but it was fine. Because one, there's a lot of Amish in central Pennsylvania, so people are kind of used to looking out for slow-moving vehicles, and two, I just had this huge shoulder all to myself. I don't think it's made me a better rider. I'm pretty lazy. I'm gonna go as slow as possible, and I've got all from my time working in a bike shop and getting those sweet bike shop discounts, I've got all the, like, I can get on my power trainer and track my watts and shit. It doesn't matter. They don't go up. I'm slow as shit. I'm the slowest person that I know. I can ride real slow for a really long time, but I'm talking like 9, 10, 11 miles an hour. If I'm on my road bike, I'll go a little bit faster. But I like being out in the woods anyway. So I took the long haul trucker on the C&O a little over a year ago, and I think I did like 40 miles out and 40 miles camped, and then 40 miles back the next day to DC. And I think I averaged like 9 miles an hour. It's a 100-pound bike with all of my stuff on it, but oh no. Back here in the back, it's going to be all misty, I think. Maybe that's where the big swords go. Yeah, man. Party pace, right? Now I just need this COVID shit to stop so I can go tour again and not feel super dangerous about it. That was like the big perk of moving out here. Apart from, you know, having a real job. This is a little too mean. Do I have two people watching me? How do you, is it was that QI numbers? Q whatever? Dang, I think I got famous. Users in chat. Oh, it's two because it's you and me. I'm not famous. But yeah, I've just been playing around with Twitch a little bit, and I've got nothing to do for a couple hours. Later I'm digitally meeting up with a friend to do some drawing together. So I'm just farting around. Of course, I never label my layers, so I have no idea what's what. No, I don't know how to do that. It didn't ask me. Twitch is kind of confusing. I don't know if I'm just really old. Oh, category. If I click on stuff, man, I'll find things. Is illustration a category? Illustration is not. Art is, though. Ooh, Anime Land? That's where I want to go. Where are the tags? Fan art, pixel art, digital art. There we go. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Here we go. Here we go. You gonna make a farting around shirt? I mean, that's a pretty good, like, Midwestern saying. I think people could get into that. And you don't hear a lot of people say farting around anymore. Grown man art. Oh, see, now there's three people here because I put it in a category. I missed that part from your thing yesterday with Aaron, man. I didn't see anything about categories. Welcome, person number 3. I am farting around. Hopefully I can get like maybe Surly will Be like, oh, hey, you should do stuff. We'll pay you. I would love that. I think it'd be great, John. I mean, your interview skills are top notch, sir. I did one interview, and I've got it recorded because I was thinking about adding a podcast to the Hello Young Illustrators stuff. I don't know if it's just because it's like the holidays or COVID, everybody's seasonally depressed or something, but maybe I'm even seasonally depressed. I just haven't had a lot of effort put into doing the podcast part of it. And I'm kind of like trying to get ready for next semester and whatever. But I think podcasts are great. I would like to have one just because when I listen to a lot of illustration podcasts, and a lot of them are like, I don't know if it's because people don't want to talk about negative things or what, but everything kind of everything ends up sounding like too easy. It's like, oh yeah, you know, I won all these awards when I was a sophomore, and then I got an agent, and like then I got my first New Yorker cover and stuff. And I'm like, wow, that's crazy. Like that's not the experience of most of the illustrators and commercial artists and graphic designers and stuff that I personally know. I don't know anybody who's like just super famous and rich and all this stuff. So then I try to get my students to listen to these podcasts, and they're like, oh yeah, this podcast depressed me. So I'd like to do podcast. I mean, I'm kind of I can be kind of a downer, negative person. I'm very critical. So, you know, doing a podcast that talks about some of that stuff, because it is part of the business. Like sometimes it's just really shitty, and you gotta kind of like slug through stuff to get where you're trying to be. But I don't know. Maybe people don't. Maybe the reason we don't have a lot of those podcasts is because people don't want to hear about it. We should talk about that, man. You know, it's hard running a business, and it's hard running a business and getting exposure for that business if you haven't won a bunch of awards. You're not, you know, 30 under 30 or whatever kind of bullshit. I didn't go to college until I was 26, so I didn't graduate until I was 30, and then I went to grad school, so I didn't really graduate until I was 32. And a lot of the people that I know, like, they started illustration as like a second career or third career. You know, they had kids first or whatever. They've got a bunch of like limitations or family responsibilities or whatever, or you know, they get tons of work, but it's not for like big sexy clients, so you know, you don't win awards for that stuff. I've got a lot of feelings about it. Try not to get too preachy. It'll happen. I'm just deciding where all the swords should go. Swords should go. Trying to play with some scale a little bit. I don't really know. I kind of had this other idea where it was like, you know, this person on a bike and kind of riding through this forest of like big spooky monsters, like big shadow monsters. I don't know why I've been sticking so much to this sword idea. Maybe I gotta move on to the next thing. What I can do though When you don't name your layers, you can't find your layers. I always name my layers when I do work for clients, but when I'm just sketching, I'm working on stuff for myself, or for my portfolio, I get kind of lazy. Wasn't even on that layer. Where is it? It's gonna merge all those. I don't do this when I'm just drawing by myself, or at least I don't think I do. When I was a kid, I would watch this show called Commander Mark's Imagination Station, which was like a PBS drawing show for kids. He would teach you like how to draw in like 3-point perspective and how to draw a cube and whatever. Of course, I fucked it up. And you would draw these little creatures and stuff, but you'd make these sounds like you would draw, and you'd go like draw, 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 draw. And for some reason, if I'm streaming or if I'm like doing a demo in class for my students, I start going, you know, pew, 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 choo, draw, 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 draw. It's pretty fun. I'm thinking this is less that this person is going fast and more that you know about Imagination Station? Hell yeah, man. Commander Mark. I don't want to look that guy up, you know, just in case he turned into some kind of monster. I think he died, actually. He died pretty young, but yeah, I loved that show. I would do drawings and mail them to him. I did that a couple of times because, you know, you could mail him stuff and like he might put the drawing on the show. If he ever put the drawing on the show, I didn't see it. Some big kind of just want to stream like everything, just like some sort of weird, you know, cyberpunk dystopian future thing where you're just always online, always streaming, living inside your house, never going outside. I saw this like Canadian science fiction sort of dystopian movie a long time ago where these people it was like everybody lived in this community. It was basically like big shopping mall office complex, so like you never had to go outside into the actual air, into actual nature outside. You could do everything inside of this series of buildings and malls and junk. It's kind of how quarantine feels like. Oh, good. I wonder if he should Twitch stream. Commander Mark. don't know what this person is doing in the background. Come on, big monster. What are you trying to be back there? What's your deal? I don't know if I'll show it because I've got, I think OBS is showing everything on this monitor. Oh yeah. So I use this program called PureRef to arrange reference. A friend of mine just showed me this a couple of weeks ago, and you just like grab images and drop them in there. It lets you zoom out and zoom in quite a lot. I got some like sort of color reference over here, and then you gotta know what a bike looks like. It's a good color. That looks like a lot of people I know. This PureRef program also, you can set it so that it's always on top of other windows, which is nice. So that way, apparently I did not have it set to do that. There we go. So that way, as I move this stuff around and work on it, I can always have that up. And I kind of just go through, I have tons of Pinterest boards of photo reference and like pictures of clothing and pose reference and illustration, design, comics, all kinds of crap. So that's usually one of the first things I do, is kind of go through and I want to go. Everything's so laggy. That's a big problem. I want to build some big gaming PC so that I can do this. Go to the illustration board, pull it up. There you go. Need some inspiration. Yeah, man. Thanks for watching. I'll see you around. Alright, so instead of you all just watching me look at Pinterest, I'm going to sign off. Thanks for watching. I plan on doing this again in the future. I've got videos over on the Hello Young Illustrators YouTube channel. I don't know if you're allowed to say that on Twitch. I'm not like a Twitch affiliate or nothing. So as soon as I get all the kinks and everything worked out, figured out what I want to do, maybe get some other people in here to come draw with me, I'll get that stuff up whenever it happens. I'm not in a rush. See you later.